Have you ever wondered how your favorite Cyberpunk characters would rank on Strength and Power tier list? Well, wonder no more, because today I rank some of your favorite Cyberpunk characters based on how strong they are. Now this video is a part 2, so if you haven't seen part 1, make sure to check it out. But after receiving a lot of comments, and I mean a lot of comments from you guys, I've decided to update the list and change some of the rankings as well as add new characters. So without further ado, let's get straight into the list. So here's our lovely tier list continuing from last video, and let's start off with the ranking changes. The most common problem that people had was that Jackie was way too low on my list, and yeah, he was ranked bottom of the mid tier. The reason I gave for putting him so low was because Jackie dies in the heist whilst V, without the relic, gets away just fine. But many of you pointed out that Jackie gets shot during the fall and took the front load of hits, so because of that he'll be moving up the mid tier above Dorio. This ranking is still a little contentious, but I'll give Jaxer the benefit of the doubt. Okay, the next change you guys wanted, and I'll be honest, this one was an overlook on my part, but Rogue is getting promoted. I put her in the mid tier, which is just way too low for her, so she'll be moving up into the high tier. And with Rogue's change comes Johnny's ranking change. I admittedly ranked Johnny way too high, even though I knew his memories weren't 100% honest with us. Also, there is just no way that Johnny is ranked above Rogue. Let's compare the stats between both characters from the tabletop RPG, and yeah, Rogue blows him out the water. I mean, the only thing Johnny has over Rogue is guitar, so for that reason he's getting dropped to the mid tier. Now some quick fire ones. Next change is with Panam, and she's getting promoted up to the mid tier, but still below Saul because he still deals major damage to Smasher, and to be honest, that's more helpful than Panam during the fight. Next change is Rosalind Myers, and she's getting shifted up to the top of the low tier because she's actually not bad combat wise, plus we can assume that she's decked out with some good cyberware because, well, she's the president. And finally, a lot of you guys didn't realize that I was joking with my Aguilar ranking, so yeah, they're getting off the list. And I also found out that the Angels of the Crystal Palace aren't canon, so yeah, there we go, much better. And you know what, just because of all the comments whining that V isn't number 1, I'm gonna correct the list and put So-Mi above V. I wanna ask you guys, do you wholeheartedly think that V would beat So-Mi at full power? Because I don't think they do. Well, I'm not trying to rage bait the people who are crying about V not being number 1. Anyways, let's move on to the actual new rankings. So starting off with an Edge Runners character, and we have Sasha. Some of you might not know who Sasha is because she isn't in the actual anime, rather she's featured in the Let You Down music video. Long story short, she was a member of Main's crew, and a while back her mother died to a Biotechnica product. Main and her get hired to infiltrate a Biotechnica office to extract information. Whilst there, she finds files on the painkillers that got her mother killed. She decides to upload the information of the painkillers to the news, and she dies in the process. Since she was a netrunner in Main's crew, we can assume that she'd be around the same level of the two other netrunners, so I'll put her in between Kiwi and Lucy on the high tier. Up next, and we have another netrunner, we actually have T-Bug. Now unfortunately, we don't get to see much of T-Bug throughout the game because, well, you know why. The only thing we see from T-Bug in terms of net running is her taking 3 hours to hack through the Konpeki Plaza subnet, and as soon as she gets caught out, she gets fried. No wonder the heist job went bad, bro. She sucks. Low tier. Next up, and we have Placide. Placide proves to be a real pain in the backside to an early game V. He's jacked as hell, deals stupid damage, and also has a Sandevasan, which is just stupid and annoying because he constantly just dodges bullets. Maybe I'm overrating him because of how annoying his fight is, but he's going to the bottom of the high tier just because of the Sandevasan, and because I think a rookie David would probably struggle against Placide. Next up, and we're back to another Edge Runners character, we have Tanaka. Now Tanaka is kind of a scrub, but he does get Jimmy Kurosaki killed with his spikes, which does prove to actually be quite deadly, but he gets knocked the heck out by Main in one single punch, so he'll go in the low tier. Up next, and we have Spider Murphy. Now most of you guys should know her as we see her during Johnny's flashbacks. She's crazy impressive, of course, hacking through Arasaka's ice and Soul Killer adjacent systems, something that would kill normal netrunners. I mean, just ask T-Bug. She's also co-credited with Bartmoss's Guide to the Net, so absolutely every single netrunner knows who she is. So for that reason, she's going on the legend tier. Next up, and we have Santiago Aldecaldo. You guys should recognize him as the dude in a meeting with Rogue when Johnny interrupts him during his flashback. Santiago and Rogue actually go way back as they're both business partners. He acted as a mark for hire before he became the leader of the Aldecaldo clan. He's going in the high tier just above Rogue because I do think he's physically a little bit tougher than her her, but they should be quite similar in terms of skill. Next up, we have Oswald Forrest, and man, this guy's a bum. He's the manager at Clouds, and you go interrogate him when looking for Evelyn. I mean, this guy is just a loser. No real cyberware, and they can potentially lose for an unarmed V, fodder tier. Okay, up next, and we have Royce, and he's an interesting one. Of course, you meet him very early on at the start of the game, and it can go two ways with him. One way is to just blow his brains out like the fodder trash he is, or he could suit up in his mech armor and prove to be kind of a challenge to a very early game V and Jackie. But that really doesn't mean anything, so low tier. Quick pause, guys, my next video is a top 10 ranking of the strongest characters in the verse, so please drop your guys' top 10 list in the comments below, 1 to 10 based on how strong they are. Thank you so much. Next up, and we have James Norris, aka the Cyber Psycho at the start of Edge Runners. We know that he's insanely decked out with the military grade Sandevistan that would later become David's, a projectile launcher arm, as well as a Mantis blade. It takes a whole max hack squad to take him down, but we also see that he's weak to quick hacks. But to be fair, he gets hacked by a max hack netrunner. I'm gonna rank him in the high tier just below David because he's basically the same as Timeskip David. You could argue that he's below the netrunner girls, but that depends on if you think they're better at net running than max tack. Up next, and we have the Chimera, and this is a weird one. I mean, I literally have a video up on my page of me speed running the Chimera, but that was of course after many attempts and learning the attack pattern. It takes V and Rosalind a fair bit of work and time to take it down, as it's very tanky and can one-shot V if they're not careful. Since it's a piece of Militech hardware, I'm gonna rank it bottom of the elite tier. Next up, and we have Sasquatch, aka Matilda K. Rose. I'm gonna be honest, I struggled more against Placide than I did Sasquatch, but that might be because of the arena that we fight them in. At the very least, she's insanely tanky, can heal if you don't destroy her battery, and she can manhandle V like a child, so high tier next to Placide. Next up, and we have the robot that we face in the ending of Phantom Liberty, If You Betray So Me. Now I have some beef with this robot. I've died to this stupid robot like 100 times. This robot made that ending genuinely terrifying. If it catches you, there's nothing you can do other than accept your fate. You can't fight back, you can't damage it, you can only wait and die. By that logic, I guess it would be ranked above V, but that doesn't make any sense, so I'll rank it below the Chimera in the elite tier. Up next, and we have the Cassell twins. If I was ranking characters based on how fine they were and how cool they were, they'd be S tier no doubt. Unfortunately, we don't get to see a whole lot of them in the game because Reed and Alex kill them soon after we meet them. Which, by the way, when Phantom Liberty first dropped, a lot of people got really angry when this happened, so what's your guys' opinion on that? At the very least, we know they're insanely talented netrunners, and the reason why Cut Hansen brought them into Dogtown was because he needed their help activating the Neural Matrix. The fact that they had the knowledge to activate something like the Neural Matrix prove how talented they are, and because they're really cool, I'm gonna put them in the elite tier. And now, finally, remember last video when I said we ranked the strongest character in the verse? Well, that was a lie. The actual strongest character in Cyberpunk 2077 is Tom, because no matter how strong your V is, 20 body, 20 reflex, 20 cool, it don't matter. V will never beat Tom in a hand-to-hand fight, and for that reason, he's number 1 on our tier list. That was obviously a joke. Please don't kill me in the comments. But anyways, that's the end of the video. And remember, next video is a top 10 strongest characters in the verse ranking, so please drop your guys' top 10 list in the comments below. I also might do a Google form where I ask you guys to rank the characters, so make sure to keep checking the channel and watch out for community posts so you can participate and not miss out on the chance to be in the survey. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.